Hello, this is Ivy. Welcome to my CSCB58 final project video demo. I have set up the information for the pit map display. Let's run it. So you can see there are more than 3 platforms, and on the bottom left corner of the screen, the purple characters is our players, and there are more than 2 objects. As you can see, there are the hurt and some enemies. For milestone number 2, the player can move to the right by pressing D. It can move to the left with A. It can jump by pressing W. And when the player jumps, after the player jumps, it is being pulled down by gravity. And when the player is falling down, you can press D to fall to the right. And when it's fall down, you can press A to fall to the left. Okay, the player cannot move past the edge of the screen. If the player falls out of the screen, game over. If the player cannot move past the left edge of the screen, and the player cannot move past the right edge of the screen also. Let me show you. I'm trying to reach the right edge of the screen. So as you can see, the player cannot move past the right edge of the screen. Press B to play again. So the player can also collide with objects. If the player pick up the black heart, the heart get disappear. If the player touch the heart get disappear. If the player touch the enemies, it lose 1 life, and the player is sent back to the beginning position of the game. At any point of the game, you can press B to restart the game. At any point of the game, you can press Q to quit the game. Press B to replay. And the player can jump to at least 3 platforms. The player can jump to one platform, can jump to another platforms, and it can jump to another platforms. It can also fall from one platform to another platform. Okay, press P to replay the game. Okay, so for milestone number 3, I have implemented some features. The first features is health. At the top left corner of the screen, you can see there is record the number of hurt that the player is having, and it represent the player current health. So we are currently having 3 life. If the players fall out of the screen, on the top left corner of the game over screen, you can see it record the number of hurt the player still have just before the game ends. Press P to play again. So the next features for my game is the fail conditions. There are 2 ways to fail the game. The first one, as I have already mentioned, if the player falls out of the screen, it will be game over. The second way to fail the game is if the number of hurt becomes 0. Let me show you. So if the player touch the enemy, lose 1 life. What happens if the player lose on the life? Game over. And on the top left corner of the game over screen, you can see the white heart, indicating that the player had lose all life just before the game ends. Press P to replay. The next features of my game is the pickup effect. There are 3 kinds of pickup in the games. The first kind is the black heart. If the player pick up the black heart, it lose 1 life. If the player pick up, the second one is the red heart. If the player pick up the red heart, it gain 1 life. And the last kind of the pickup is the orange block. If the player pick up the orange block, an additional platform will appear, and the player can stand on this platform to avoid the monster above. Okay, it can also pick up another heart. So the next features is the moving objects. So as you can see, there are moving enemies. And the last features of my games is the moving platform. And I will show you that the player can actually stand on all the moving platforms. So it can stand on this moving platform. And it can also stand on this moving platform. Okay, So I think it covers all the features I have for milestone number 3. And finally, to successfully finish the game, the player needs to reach the blue flag next to the monster. If the player reaches the blue flag, game over, and on the top right corner of the game over screen, you can see a blue flag indicating that the player have picked up the blue flag and successfully completed the game. And press Q to exit the program. And that is the end of my video, and thanks for watching.